The global community is currently fixated on a rapidly transforming security situation in the Middle East, as the military engagement involving U.S. and Israeli forces enters its second week of active operations. This conflict, which has introduced significant volatility into international markets and domestic policy discussions, reached a new political milestone today with a major transition of power in Tehran. Following the reported death of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, in a recent aerial engagement, Iranian state media has confirmed that his son, Mojtaba Khamenei, has assumed the role of supreme leader. The transition comes at a moment of peak tension, drawing a swift response from the White House. President Trump addressed the appointment during a recent briefing, characterizing the new leadership in critical terms and signaling that the administration's current stance toward the region remains unchanged. As the geopolitical chessboard shifts, the human cost of the conflict is becoming more apparent. The National Update has confirmed through the latest military reports that the American death toll has risen to 8. This includes a recent combat fatality during operations in Saudi Arabia and a separate medical emergency involving personnel stationed in Kuwait. In response to the heightened threat level, the U.S. State Department has orchestrated an expansive logistical effort to ensure the safety of civilians. According to official figures, over 32,000 Americans have been successfully evacuated from the region since the onset of the hostilities. These repatriation efforts remain a top priority for the administration as the scope of the engagement continues to fluctuate. The ripples of this instability are extending far beyond the borders of the Middle East, directly impacting the daily lives of Americans through the energy sector. Global oil prices have surged past the $105 per barrel mark, a direct result of ongoing concerns regarding the security of the Strait of Hormuz, a vital artery for the world's petroleum supply. This spike in the commodities market has manifested quickly at domestic refueling stations. Within the span of a single week, the national average for a gallon of gasoline has climbed by approximately 50 cents, reaching a current price of $3.45. Economists are closely monitoring these trends to determine the long-term pressure this may place on the broader U.S. economy and consumer spending. If you're finding this report valuable, subscribe to the National Update for clear and balanced coverage. Parallel to these international developments, the domestic front is dealing with the aftermath of severe weather and complex legal challenges. Recovery efforts are currently underway across portions of Oklahoma and Michigan following a series of devastating tornadoes over the weekend. Local authorities have confirmed at least 6 fatalities, including a teenager in Oklahoma. As emergency crews continue to clear debris and restore essential services, meteorological data suggests that the storm, which struck Union City, Michigan, was of historic proportions for this time of year, underscoring a volatile start to the spring weather season. Simultaneously, a notable legal and political friction has emerged between the executive branch and the judiciary. The White House has voiced significant frustration with the Supreme Court following recent deliberations regarding trade tariffs and the administration's authority over the National Guard. In a public roundtable event, the president expressed sharp disapproval of the court's reluctance to grant the federal government broader oversight in these areas. While this legal debate continues, the Department of Transportation is looking toward the future of domestic travel. Secretary Sean Duffy recently introduced a pilot program for advanced aerial mobility, commonly referred to as air taxis. This initiative, partnered with Joby Aviation, is slated to begin testing across 10 states, marking a significant step in the modernization of American infrastructure. As these stories continue to develop, the focus remains on the intersection of national security, economic stability, and domestic resilience. The National Update will continue to monitor the diplomatic efforts in the Middle East and the recovery projects in the Midwest to provide the most current information available. Our team is committed to following the data and the facts as they emerge in this fast-moving news cycle. This is the National Update. We will continue to bring you further developments on these stories as they unfold throughout the week.